Monday morning, leaving a little bit later than usual. A couple of morning meetings were canceled. Meeting a super hot startup for lunch, and a couple other meetings for the rest of the day. It's a pretty chill day. It's gonna be a great week though. I also want to talk a little bit about meeting etiquette in terms of canceling meetings and the way to communicate that, because I'm a little bit frustrated lately. In other news, a lot going on here in Israel. I don't know if you've been following the news, but it's been tough last couple of days here in Israel, and so I might address that as well. We shall see. In other news, I'm excited about this day. I made it to Tel Aviv and I found amazing parking. Heading to WeWork now. First meeting's in an hour and a half. Got a lot of work to do before then. Pretty great weather in Tel Aviv actually. Not too hot, not too cold. I'm liking this day. A lot of people ask me on a regular basis, you generate all this content, video, Facebook, Twitter, all this stuff, generally very optimistic, positive content. Do you ever just feel like, I can't? Are there days that you just cannot put on that positive outlook on life? And someone asked me that this morning, and I said, actually yesterday. I didn't vlog yesterday, I barely generated any content. And the answer is yes. Not often, but it happens, and the reason it happened yesterday is because I signed back on Saturday night. I sign off for the Sabbath every Friday afternoon at sunset, and sign back on Saturday night at sunset. And I signed back on, and I did what I always do. I turned to Twitter and asked, what did I miss in the last 25 hours? And generally speaking, the answer is usually either nothing, or some ridiculous Trump tweet, or some tech news. Yesterday, almost immediately, I started getting tweets from people telling me about a horrible, horrible, horrible tragedy in Israel. A massacre of a family, a grandfather and his children sitting at their Sabbath table in their home. A Palestinian terrorist came in and just literally butchered them with a massive knife and just killed them. A little context, what's been going on in Israel over the last couple of weeks has been that there was a terrorist attack on the Temple Mount last week, and actually the people that were killed were not Jewish, they were Jews, but the Palestinian terrorists opened fire and hid weapons on the Temple Mount, which is the holiest place for Jews and one of the holiest places for Islam. They hid weapons there, and so Israel said, well, we can't have that obviously, and so we put metal detectors up and other security measures, just like there is in every single sensitive place in the world, literally holy sites and airports and every other place in the world has metal detectors, and the Palestinians would not accept that, and they decided to call for a day of rage and riot and protest and attack and terror and horrible stuff, and this happened the next day. And so I don't want to talk about the conflict, I don't want to talk about terror, it's too early in the morning for that stuff, but I do want to talk about the one thing that really gets under my skin, and the one thing I cannot tolerate, and that is hypocrisy. The parallel, the moral equivalence that the world makes between an innocent family being butchered in their living room to terrorists being shot after attempting to murder someone. The New York Times writes 3 Palestinians killed, 3 Jews, 3 Israelis killed. The 3 Palestinians were killed, 1 from his own bomb that blew up, and 2 from very violently rioting in the streets of Jerusalem against metal detectors aimed to save people's lives, and they were killed in the very, very violent riots. How is that compared to innocent people sitting at their Sabbath table and eating dinner, celebrating, by the way, a new grandson, and being butchered to death? So there's that side of the hypocrisy, just that moral equivalence that is so far off. And then there's the silence of the world, and how the first thing I did when I heard about this massacre is I opened CNN and nowhere to be found. Yes, CNN talked about it. It was hidden somewhere 50 articles down. But I mean, the world's silence, the deafening silence of, Jews being killed in their homeland, it's like, it's non-news. It's just not an item. It's not sexy. But when a Palestinian terrorist is killed, then they say 3 Palestinians killed, 3. It's like, where's the moral compass of the global community? It's gone. The Holocaust was a very, I would say, monumental, obviously not in a positive way, event throughout history. And, my family, I lost family in the Holocaust. My grandmother was in the Holocaust. And I don't often make comparisons, but the world, I'm not talking about Nazi Germany. I'm not comparing anybody to Nazi Germany. What I'm saying, though, is that when that went on, when that horrible, horrible event took place, the world was silent and they let it happen. The world knew about it and they let it happen. And that's really what's happening today. The world is silent in the face of Jews being butchered in Israel and outside of Israel. Last night I was watching videos of synagogues in Turkey being destroyed and attacked as a result of us putting metal detectors in Temple Mount. I mean, how is the world not getting up and saying this is ridiculous? The plague of Islamic terrorism has to stop, and it doesn't matter if it's Hamas, if it's Hezbollah, if it's ISIS, if it's Boko Haram, they're all the same garbage with the same horrible, poisonous ideology. And it's the same, hate and poison that drives all of these different organizations. They shouldn't even be given a name. It's all the same. But somehow, when ISIS does it, the world goes crazy. But when Palestinians do it, when Hamas does it, when Fatah calls the family of a terrorist, congratulate and thank them, and then gives them money salaries monthly for attacking and for killing Jews. The world is silent. It's really unfathomable. It's hard for me to grasp, and it's the hypocrisy that I cannot wrap my head around. Everything else, horrible things happen in the world, and I don't expect very much different behavior from a society that is raised from the age of 0 to hate Jews. I don't expect much else, but from the world, the Western world, the liberals, people that are talking all day, every day about human rights and about freedom, somehow when it applies to Jews and Israelis, out the window. No talk about freedom, no talk about human rights, only moral equivalence between terrorists being killed and innocent people being killed at their Sabbath table. So yesterday I could not bring myself to have a positive outlook on life. It was a hard day for me and for the entire country here in Israel. We move forward and we celebrate life while our enemies glorify death, and so that's why we are going and are now currently winning. But every life that's lost is a tragedy, obviously. But I really just wanted to share with you that the one thing that gets under my skin and the one thing I cannot accept and will never accept, no matter how much of a reality it's become, is the hypocrisy of the Western liberal movement that ignores Israeli and Jews' rights, and the mainstream press that pays no attention when it's Jews being killed, just completely ignores it in complete deafening silence. It's too reminiscent of something we experienced 70 years ago, and back then we didn't have vlogging, we didn't have Twitter to speak up, and so we went like sheep to be butchered, 6 million of us. Today we can speak, we have a voice, and if I didn't speak, it would be irresponsible, and so I am going there and expressing my personal pain and conflict and struggles that I experienced yesterday and I experienced too often in this country. But as I like to show you, hopefully, and anybody else who follows me anywhere online, it's a beautiful country with unbelievable things happening on all fronts, innovation and other things. But there are challenges, and we got to speak out about them. And hopefully, the global community will come to its senses and start recognizing that there is no moral equivalence between terrorists that are killed after trying to murder someone and a family that's killed at their Sabbath table. All right, now back to tech. Remember when I told you it wasn't too hot here in Tel Aviv? Yeah, I lied. Startup now. Let's see if I can get them on camera or not. I'll try. Who are you, man?
Old friend, Eli Gordon from Site.
How long do we know each other?
Whoa. 6 years? 5 years? 6 years? Something like that, yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Hi, I'm Lihi. Nice to meet you.
Cool. CEO? Hey, guys.
No, CMO.
CMO, and what's your role?
VP Sales.
VP Sales. All right. I'm going to turn this off so I can hear a little bit more about this company. But congrats, you guys raised money just now. Congratulations. Saw it on TechCrunch.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's go eat. What's up, man? How are you?
Fine, good, and you?
I'm good. I'm excited to eat your falafel.
I'm tired to see you here every day. You eat in here so much, so I don't know what to do with you. Every day you eat here falafel hummus. How much you can eat
You're
it?
gonna get me in trouble, man. Who are you?
Eli Gordon, VP Sales at Site.
How long do we know each other for?
I don't know, 6 years, 5 years?
We worked together at Interactive that was recently acquired for $86 million?
84.
84, close.
I think it was
Or
less.
86.
It was less. There was like a delay of payment. They made another 10 million.
Then Ziv, the CEO of Interactive, became the CEO of the acquiring company. That never happened.
That's amazing.
What was your role at Interactive?
I was Director of Publisher Relations.
That's a big name. Okay.
Yeah, big name. I had to work with publishers.
You had a good time.
Get them on board.
Those were the good old days.
Good old days.
All right, who are you?
I'm Lihi.
Nihi, and what's your role?
I'm the CMO and I'm a co-founder.
All right, and what's the name of this company?
Site.
All right, let's get us both in the frame here, guys. All right, so first of all, she just came off a 10, 12-hour flight, and she had the courage to come on this vlog. I'm gonna go crazy with this stupid tripod. There we go. Okay, what is this company? What's it called? What does it do? Pitch me.
Basically, it's Site. We make image shoppable. It's all about relevancy. It's like making images relevant. You can see something you like on a celebrity. You wish you can wear the same dress or the same hat or the same shoes.
All right.
So now you can.
All right, so if I'm surfing the web, let me just get this straight. I'm surfing the web, I come across a shirt that I like or a pair of glasses that I like. I click on the glasses and it pops up a place to buy them and I can buy them.
Exactly.
That's
It's
it.
even more than that. You know,
Okay.
sometimes you see your favorite actress or celebrity on Instagram or on Facebook, Snap, whatever.
Right.
You just send it to our Facebook bot and you get the results. I mean, you can get the same shirt exactly, or you can get similar shirts, shoes, again, any kind of...
We're all consuming and viewing a lot of interactive media throughout the day, pictures, videos, etc. You're making this actionable.
Exactly.
How's that?
We can actually convert photos.
I love it. Okay. Tell me about you a little bit. So you're CMO, your husband's CEO of the company?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how long have you been around?
We've been around for 3 years. Actually, it all started 3 years ago when we were in London, still living there.
Okay.
I was in capital markets,
Cool.
investment banking, and my husband, he's the techie. And I remember I was surfing on Vogue, and I saw this perfect red dress.
You lost me at Vogue. I'm just kidding. Go
I
on,
lost you at Vogue.
Not
So I was
lost, you
surfing,
know.
I saw this red dress. You have to think like a woman now.
All right,
Just
try,
for a minute
try,
or two.
try, yes.
Yeah, try. Do your best. I saw this dress.
Okay.
I said to my husband, the techie,
Yeah.
how can this be that in 2014 I can't just
find that
see
dress.
something and
Yeah.
tap it and get it?
And he said, oh, we're going to build it.
Yes, but we couldn't do it ourselves, so we had to look for the top physicists, and we found our top physicist in Geneva, Dr. Hillel. He spent 20 years at CERN, you know CERN of course, and his dream was to build a startup in Tel Aviv. I know it sounds crazy,
So random.
but that's reality.
Okay.
And since then, he spends 1 week in Geneva and 1 week in Tel Aviv with us. He's a co-founder of the company.
Wow. So let me
Yeah.
ask you this.
Yeah.
You just had big news.
We just raised $8 million.
So $8 million is big news, but bigger news is who invested the $8 million?
Absolutely. I'm with you totally on that.
Tell me more.
It's Line Corp.
The Line.
The Line Corp. The Asian WhatsApp. And
There are a few Asian WhatsApps, by the way.
yeah, but I think
Line,
Line Corp
WeChat.
is
Okay,
and Neighbor, which is the Asian Google, if you want.
Amazing. So you guys raised $8
Yeah.
million, and now you're going to go big on this market, going all in on this thing.
Now we're gonna make publishers relevant.
Love it. So why, let's break that down for 1 second.
Yes.
Even though it's 9,000 degrees and I'm dripping sweat, let's just break it down for 1 second.
Yeah.
Because publishers, with all due respect, you know, it's a I'm not gonna say a dying business, but kind of a dying business. And if you can bring their media and their content to life, A, add another monetization stream,
Yeah.
B, make their actual content more interactive and more engaging, that's huge value for them and for the consumer. So it's a win-win-win.
You know, I have to say, I just came back from New York and we met with Hearst. And I know that everyone is saying that it's a dying industry, but
That building didn't look like it was dying.
exactly, and especially the people within it. They
Okay.
were so innovative,
Amazing.
and they're eager to find relevant solutions.
It is quite literally 9,000
Yeah.
degrees right now,
Yeah,
so
it is.
I'm going to end this thing, but just
Yeah.
tell everyone your website. What's your
5%
website?
humidity.
What's your website?
Site AI,
Spell that.
syte.ai.
syte.ai. Check it out. Cool. I like those guys a lot. Really good energy, good vibes. Cool product, but more importantly, I like the team. I'm a fan. Instant fan. Made it home. I got something very important to attend to. Taking out the fleet. The DJI Spark, the DJI Mavic, and my new baby, the Parrot Bebop 2. I got some droning to do. See you tomorrow.